Use Grok 4.6 for CAD sounds bigger than the evidence we actually have. The linked Grok post quotes an 8.6-second Adam clip, but that is nowhere near enough to be a recommendation. Inside the shot, Adam is docked beside Autodesk Fusion. Grok 4.6 is selected. The request reads full model zero overlap audit, run, save, and a robot joint assembly is moving on screen. That means the setup is visible vendor product footage. It also means the strongest visible output is still just a checked 4 of 4 task row. What the clip does not show is the actual audit report, a saved revision ID, a geometry diff, manufacturability checks, elapsed time, or token cost. So this stays a vendor claim review, not a hands-on CD verdict. Slow it down and you can point to Fusion, the Adam panel, the Grok 4.6 selector, the exact prompt, and the changing CD viewport without guessing. The moving viewport matters because this is not just a still image with a chatbot pasted on top. The vendor clip shows live interface movement rather than a static mock-up. But the checked 4 of 4 row is still only a completion signal. It suggests the sequence reached a final step, not that the zero overlap audit was correct, saved, cheap, or repeatable. To understand the harness around the model, the safest context is Adam's own product footage from 2025. It shows Adam as a Fusion copilot, but it does not identify Grok 4.6, so it stays labeled as product history only. Why is Grok 4.6 even plausible here? Because agentic CAD work needs long context, image understanding, reasoning, function calling, and structured outputs across many steps. XAI's own Grok 4.6 page documents text and image input, text output, a 500,000 token context window, reasoning, function calling, and structured outputs. XAI also says Grok 4.6 received supplemental training for long-running agent work and domain-specific environments, including computer-aided design. That does not prove part quality, but it explains why the model choice is plausible. Adam's own site fills in the product side of the story. It is a workspace tied to Fusion, PLM systems, drawings, revisions, and supplier context, where model capability can turn into workflow leverage. The boundary is the engineering one. A strong model inside a strong harness is not the same thing as verified geometry, manufacturability, or sign-off on a production part. Now the benchmark and pricing pitch. In XAI's published artificial analysis comparison, Grok 4.6 sits at 61, tied with GPT 5.6 Solmax and just behind Fable 5 Max at 62. The pricing is also specific. Below 200,000 prompt tokens, Grok 4.6 is $2 per million input tokens, 50 cents cached input, and $6 output. At or above 200,000, those rates double. That threshold matters because XAI says once a request reaches 200,000 prompt tokens, the higher rate applies to all tokens in the request. Even then, token price is not total workflow cost. Adam's quoted best price to intelligence claim is still a vendor claim, and real usage cost would also include verification time and human review. So the honest verdict is narrow. Grok 4.6 looks like a promising model choice for CAD agents and engineering teams when you combine the documented stack with Adam's workflow surface. What this clip still does not justify is a blanket use Grok 4.6 for CAD recommendation. For that, TechWealth would want the same part, the same prompt, a visible tool log, a geometry diff, manufacturability checks, cost, time, and repeated runs across models. Until that benchmark exists, use the source links in the description, treat this clip as promising but incomplete proof, and wait for a real benchmark instead of another 9-second tease.